Hi, welcome back to my channel, Wren Country Sticks. It's been a bit since we've done a video, but we've been busy with one of these double woodcock thumbsticks. It's almost finished. It's just it's had its final coating, and it's just going to be glued up and assembled next. My next job is a first again for me, is a German short-haired pointer. So you may not see this video for quite a while because it's not really needed till next year, but I want to get on with it and at least start it and get the carving done, because we don't know what the next few months are going to bring. So if I thought we get ahead, and then once we get the pictures of the actual dog, we can do the colouring, and jobs are good. So as per usual, first thing is get all your reference pictures. Now we've already got our side profile that we're going to use. That's been marked up, and we put a carbon paper underneath that and mark that out. We've put vertical lines, horizontal lines across for the main points: top of the head, eye, nose, bottom of the chin, and we're going to try and line up on the front profile with this. Now obviously two separate dogs, two separate pictures, so we've just got to do the best we can and try and get the proportions right. So that's the next job on here, and then we can bandsaw it out. Before we go any further, we've got some more subscribers, which is very nice, and in no particular order. We've got Ryan Murray, welcome, Julie Ellie, Oliver Horton, and Laurie Sharp. So welcome to my channel. I hope you find it of interest and useful. They are going to be long-winded because we're going to try and take you through absolutely everything we do. We might cut bits out which are very, very laborious, but we're going to try and show you everything we do, and it gives you a good idea of what you need to be doing. And as I say, if it helps, that's great. You can always fast forward, no problem. I won't be offended. So that's it for the moment. As we progress, we'll come back to you. As I say, I don't really need to, I don't think, describe doing this sort of thing. We've planed this wood on three sides. This is lime, by the way, again. I have got a nice piece of American walnut, and I thought, well, it might be almost the right colour, but I'm going to use wood stain anyway to get the colouring right once I've seen the pictures, and that might be next year. So as I say, we're going to use lime. So what we've done, we've just angled that head just down a little bit. I think that's going to sort of match up a bit better once we get this front profile on. And one of the things we've got to consider here, we've got a gap between the ears and the head. We're going to probably have to adjust that so the ears come in. May not be anatomically correct, but as I say, you've got to be a bit practical when you're doing these sticks, because people are going to be using them, and you've got to try and make them as robust as possible. So I think probably what we'll do is just cut these here and just slide them in, and that'll give us the outline for the front profile. So as I say, think on. The other good thing at the moment is if we use this, see, you can measure your eyes up, and you can make sure you've got the right diameter glass eyes in stock. This is the point at which if you haven't got any, get them ordered. I think it's Snowdonia or something like that, or Glass Eye Company. Anyway, they're in North Wales. So you can get them ordered. They'll be with you in a couple of days, and you're not going to be stuck and waiting. So that's the only other thing. So with that, we'll leave you, and we'll carry on with this and come back once we've got the block all cut out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again. Right, I mentioned before we're going to bring these ears in. and I'll just show you see what we've done. We've split them, and we've cut these ears so there's no white showing, brought them in, just taped up the top there, and any irregularities here, you just pencil across. So basically that's what we're going to do. So we've tried to remove as much of that space between the ears and the head in the original picture, as you can see, and that's the original picture there. So that should help a bit to save its ears in the future. So that's that. Next thing is carbon paper underneath there, and we'll give it a draw. Now we have drawn lines across here to try and line up with the, let's call it salient points, top of the head, the eye, the nose, and hopefully that'll all work out. So it's not a portrait of a dog, it's just a carving of a German short-haired pointer, so we should be okay. Okay, so see you in a minute. Right, okay, there we go. So that's the front profile drawn on, and where are we? There. So the eyes and the nose and the top of the head match up pretty well. We've got a bit of a difference between the bottom of the ears and the jowls, but the main thing is that whichever side is, let's say, the biggest, and we need probably, oh, it's not so bad actually, no. Yeah, the ears drop down here lower than the other side. So again, we're going to cut this front portion out first, this front profile out first, pop that back, hot glue it so it keeps in place, and then we'll do that. We're going to chop this bottom bit off because we don't really need that, and I don't know what we'll do with that. It's not going to make much of a handle, I don't think. Might be able to use it for something. And there we go. So that's the next job. See you soon. Right, so the front profile has been cut out, as you can see. We haven't cut exactly around these ears because we don't really need to. We just try and have a nice clean sweep up there, and then we'll remove these bits later on. They're not really desperate. So that's the first part, as you've seen before, and we're going to hot glue that in there, and then we'll do the other profile, and we'll have that square wedge shape that you've seen before. I've got quite a smallish blade, I think it's 1/4 inch or something like that, but even so, when you've got these tight turns here, what I've done, you see here, is open that up quite a bit so I can move the blade around without bending, catching or anything else. Another little tip for you if you're not used to bandsaws. So that's the next job. A bit of glue, and we'll do the other profile. See you again. Okay, we've bandsawed the blank out now, and you'll recognise this. Yeah, the square dog. So it's been a struggle with this one. I don't know why. My blade is relatively new, but it's really struggling with this timber. It's only lime. Maybe I've used it more than I think. So the next thing now is to cut a plan view out of it, a plan profile. We're going to leave that now for another day. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye. Right, you've seen me cut the side profile out and the front profile. We've been left with this. I made a few marks in this. Use the actual, let's turn the camera on a bit. That's the actual pattern I used. So we've measured across the snout there to see what distance we get, and we've obviously taken the central line, marked that up. So that there, I'm not going to go beyond there. I'm going to start removing my waste. The other thing we've done, because we haven't got a plan view, it's always hard to guess where the ears are. Now, we've got the patterns, you know, we're going to draw on both sides, and it occurred to me that we had waste that came off the actual block. So if I remove the ears, that'll give me a perfect guide as to where the ears should be. That's on one side. We'll have to try and reconstitute the bits and pieces to go on that side and mark that up. So now we're fairly confident that the position of the ears is going to be right. So we've got the width of the snout and we've got the ears. So that's a major thing. If you keep referring to these pictures, they can tell you an awful lot. So that's as much as I want to do today. It's been a long day, and we'll come back to you once we start carving this plank up. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching.